morning, the price of oil is rising and stock futures are down after President Trump's speech last night and when he threatened to bomb Iran back to the Stone Ages, in his words. Look at this. WTI, the U.S. benchmark for oil, is above $109 a barrel right now. Let's talk about this, the impact on the U.S. economy and more. Joining us right now is Natasha Sarin, president and co-founder of the Budget Lab at Yale. Thanks for coming in. I was reading from the head of the International Energy Agency talking about just what right now and looking forward this massive and historic shock to the global energy supply really is looking like. Let me read what he said. The next month, April, will be much worse than March. In April, oil will be twice the loss of oil in March. On top of that, you have LNG and others. It will come through to inflation. I think it will cut economic growth in many countries, especially emerging economies. In many countries, the rationing of energy may be coming soon. What does this mean, or could this mean, for the U.S. economy?
It means really sizable and substantial disruptions. And frankly, you're already starting to see those. As a result of the speech last night, where the president clearly articulated no plan for getting out of the Strait of Hormuz, getting the Strait of Hormuz back open and getting out of this conflict with Iran, you saw oil prices jump about 10%. We're back to $109 a barrel. You've seen gas prices in this country that are above $4 for the first time in many years. And you're in a situation where the inflationary effects of this war are likely to shave off something like $100 billion from U.S. GDP over the course of the next year. And that's if this disruption is only a disruption that lasts a few months. Well, all indicators suggest that this is actually likely to be a long-lived, not just conflict, but the consequences are very significant. There's no button you turn on to magically right what's going on with respect to the Strait of Hormuz and all the oil supply infrastructure that's also being implicated by this conflict.
I'm also seeing reporting this morning of the French president saying very clearly to reporters today that you cannot reopen the Strait of Hormuz by force, just showing that there is the solution of, flipping the switch. It doesn't exist with what they're looking at right now.
And something that's really important for your viewers to understand, last night you heard the president say, well, the Strait of Hormuz, that's other people's problem because U.S. oil doesn't substantially come from the Strait. That actually doesn't matter with respect to the fact that the global price of oil is set based on the nature of the supply.
How you're going to feel it depends on how the globe feels it. That's the way it works. Before you go, I did want to ask you, because today is also the 1-year anniversary of Liberation Day, when President Trump announced that massive change in trade policy, those massive sweeping reciprocal tariffs on pretty much every U.S. trading partner. I know you in the Budget Lab have a new analysis that you're coming out with on what has happened in this year since. What have you found?
So my colleagues and I put out a report that illustrates to you that last year on Liberation Day, we had effective tariff rates that were announced that were something like 22%. Now we're down to about half that. And partly that illustrates the nature of the volatility of this trade policy. Tariffs have gone in place, tariffs have been stopped and paused. The Supreme Court has now weighed in and said a bunch of the ways in which these tariffs were effectuated were illegal. But still, effective tariff rates of 11% are 5 times higher than they were when this president took office, and that is translating into price increases for the American consumer on the order of over $1,000 a year. If you combine that with the inflationary effects of this war and what's happening to oil prices and energy prices in this country, these are really significant consequences, and they're consequences that are already being realized.
And they are going to be felt for some time to come. You can't, again, flip that switch to undo that as well. Really interesting and important, kind of wrapping it all together, which is important. It's good to see you. Thank you very much.
So happy to be here.
Thanks, John.